Greetings RC friends, welcome to Props and Wheels. If you have been regularly watching my channel, you know that I have a mission to review most of the two-channel airplanes on the market and find the buds or the gems and then separate them from the duds, which are the ones that are not that good. And I had my eye on the Predator two-channel airplane. It is also known as Z51, this one. But the price of it has been quite high everywhere. I checked eBay, I checked Amazon, I checked Banggood, and the price have been over $40. And I really wanted the one with the light strip so I can fly it at night. I've been hearing good things about it, but I have never seen one in real life. So I did a Google search and I found actually it is available from AliExpress.com. I have not ordered anything from AliExpress, although I did from Alibaba.com, the two electric motorcycles if you watched my channel last year. And they had several options, and one of the options was for it with one battery, packed not in a nice printed cardboard box, but just a styrofoam box, and with LED. And that option was a little over $27. I had a $2 coupon as the first time customer, so I applied that. So this ended up costing, free shipping of course, $25 plus tax, so it was a little over $27. The shipping time was supposed to be up to 75 days, a couple months. It was coming from China. So I placed the order on April 4th. I received an email that was shipped on next day, and I received it 2 weeks later on April 19th. So I wasn't expecting it to arrive this quickly. I was expecting to arrive in about 2 months or so. So it is here now, and I'm really excited about it because this is going to be one of my night flyers if it is a bud, but we'll see about that. And let's open it up and see what is inside. Since this is a styrofoam box, I need to be careful not to cut into the airplane itself. Looks like it is a section styrofoam that is almost like a lid that has been put in place with a lot of tape. You just need to cut the tape along that area and it should come off. Okay, here we go. So it's kind of like the lid. Z series aircraft assembly. The instructions seem to be nice, and it has the English and Chinese. And the English, I haven't read it yet, but seems to be decent as far as I can tell. And it has good picture instructions. And here is everything. It's going to take, looks like, a little bit of assembly, but this is probably by far going to be the largest Wingspan two-channel plane I have ever owned so far. Yeah, this is quite large, long wingspan. Let's measure it quickly. I'm just curious. It was somewhere I read, I think 66 centimeters. And it is definitely 66 centimeter wingspan. That's like 26 inches. Wow. I'm assuming that this is going to have a nice glide ratio. Here is the fuselage with the controller. Nice resilient foam. Looks like this is the EPP foam. I will confirm that. And here is the V-tail. Of course, there's no moving surfaces. Again, like most of the other two-channel airplanes available on the market these days, this uses differential thrust. So it has two motors, one on each wing, and in order to turn right, if I hold it like this, if I turn right, it will decrease the push on the right and then increase it on the left, so it will kind of like rotate like that. And then the dihedral will cause it, of course, kind of bank towards right. Color-coded wires going to the motors, so they will attach to the corresponding jacks, colored jacks on the controller here. So this comes off, as you can see, red and white. So it has actually, the red plug goes to the red one and white to the white. And these should be black ones for the lights. Here is the battery. It is 1S. It is quite large actually. It's good for the larger plane. 500 milliamp hour. Am I reading it right? Yes. So 1S 3.7 volt battery. 500 milliamp hour. Here we have the plastic pieces as well as the landing gear. I always have trouble opening these little ziploc bags. This must be the plastic piece for the wing, kind of like wing harness, the wing saddle, whatever you want to call it. And then the landing gear. Here are my lights. I specifically ordered the one with lights, and I don't see them here. And they are not on the wings. They sent me the wrong one. No lights. I'm a little disappointed. There should have been light strips, because I specifically ordered the one with the lights. Oh well. Always something right when you order. And here we have a small screwdriver for the assembly. And I think it's just going to be plugging in and then screwing it in, and that's it. It is the little USB charger for the battery. By the way, this is a different connection than the other 2-channel airplanes. So this is a larger connector, as you can see. So I cannot use my other batteries that are similar sized. And here we have 2 extra propellers in case you lose or break those. And make sure if you are replacing them, you are replacing the correct one, because one is rotating counterclockwise, the other one clockwise, depending on which wing it is. And also if you connect these wrong, instead of turning right, it will turn left, so it will also screw up the gyro system. And I have seen that before. Somebody connected on the baby on the wrong side. Instead of correcting the little changes, it will going the wrong way and then just immediately falling over. And the last 2 items, this is for removing. It's a little plastic tool for removing, gently removing the prop if you have to replace it. Prop removal tool. And here we have the small screws that we are going to need to attach the wing and then the other pieces, the V-tail. So everything looks good except my last strip is missing. I'm going to check my order, but I'm quite certain that I ordered the one with the LED. And here is a plastic toy controller. It's going to probably take 3 or 4 AA batteries. So this one actually takes 4 AA batteries. So next what I'm going to do is put the battery on charge, put the batteries, 4 AA batteries into the transmitter, put everything together. By the time the battery is finished charging, it will be ready to go outside and test it out. everything has been great so far, except the lights, but that's not the fault of the model, that's the seller sending me the wrong one. But the assembly took me about 10 minutes. It just takes 5 screws, 3 for the main wing and the control module. So the screws are 1, 2 in behind that little hatch, and 3. And then for the V-tail you have just 2 screws. And I have 2 more screws left as backups. And just these are long screws, so make sure that you tighten them all the way in until they stop. Of course, do not over tighten because it's plastic. But if you think that it is tight and it should be in, no, it is not. I mean, you just continue with this little screwdriver until it's you cannot really turn it anymore. Because you don't have much grip on this one. This is very thin. If you end up using your own screwdriver, make sure you don't over tighten it. But there was quite a bit resistance on all screws until they kind of stopped. And at that point everything is nice and solid, not moving at all. So one thing I love about this plane, although it comes unassembled, you don't need any glue, just 5 screws. You just start by pulling the wires that go to the motors through that section. You just put the wing on and then attach them to the control module, and then put the control module in, put this plastic on top. There is only one way you can put it anyway, and then just tighten those 3 screws. It takes a long time for each. I was going back and forth until everything stopped moving. So that was very easy, great. And then installing the landing gear, very simple. You just push this into the slot, and you may want to help with the tip of the screwdriver by pushing in the middle here, so that they're like two little plastic tabs. I don't know if you can see it here. I'll try to show you. These 2 little tabs hold the landing gear in place. Probably don't have to go all that far because it's quite tight anyway. But yeah, I did it already. And then, the front landing gear, you may have to again push it with the screwdriver, the tip, so that this section of the metal is flat. And then I tested it by rolling it, and it was rolling a little to the left. So you can just gently bend it, and I overbent it. It was going to the right, and at the end I adjusted it. And then you put it on the ground. If you're planning to take off from the ground, make sure that you have the same distance. Right now it's leaning towards the left a little bit. So I'm going to just do this, bend it a little bit, and see if it is made a difference. No, probably have to bend a little more. And now it looks good and level. So now, if it has enough power, that's to be found out, it should be able to roll straight on the ground and take off. Everything is great so far. I put the 4 AA batteries onto this. And then I put the half-charge battery in. One thing I would like to mention, as I mentioned, the connector on this battery is not standard, not like the other similar 2-channel airplanes. And this white connector is big. I mean, look at that, it's huge. And I had trouble actually putting it in the same compartment with the battery. I just have to really push it in. I wish they were providing those smaller Molex connectors that are really flat and then easily going anywhere. This one there was enough space on top, so I had to push it next to the battery. And the wires seem to be a little like smooshed in there, so hopefully it won't affect anything or decrease the battery up or damage the battery. And then this just the hatch closes. And I love these airplanes, the 2-channel, most of them have an on-off switch. That's very handy because you can put the battery before going out, and once it's charged you can keep it inside, and when it's time to turn it on, then you turn it on. So I turn this on, it's blinking fast, going to put flat on the ground, and turn on the transmitter, it is blinking as well. So usually it takes like the throttle has to go up, it beep 1, down, it long beep, and now it should be connecting, and then this light is solid. And we have power. The next thing I'm going to check is if this is proportional. because it's really important. Some of these airplanes have been non-proportional, almost like on-off switch. Instead of like putting a stick, they could have put two buttons, like right turn, left turn button. And if it is proportional, it gives you more control in the air. The size of it, I'm really hoping this will have proportional control, not just on-off, which will give me a better control. And so there are also two buttons here. This I'm assuming is, doesn't say it here, but this is rates button. So this is high rates, 1 beep is low rates. And this should be light button, but it doesn't have light control. So I don't have the LED strips. So probably when I have installed, hopefully, lights that I receive later, I should be able to turn them on and off. So let's test if this is proportional. We'll understand that if I increase, it will start slow first. And, oh no, it is not proportional. No, it is proportional. I thought, it turned on, but it was so high pitched, I thought it was full power, but no, power changes. So you go about, pull it here so you can see. So you go about maybe 20% out. You can hear the pitch change, right, when I do this. I'm going to do the same on the right hand side. It is proportionally changing the thrust on each. Let's give it a little bit of power and then. Very nice. It has proportional control, so suddenly now I have more confidence that it is going to be a very nice plane. The final check, I would like to check the CG, center of gravity on these two-channel airplanes. So far that I tested, and I think I tested about 75% all the two-channel airplanes on the market. If I haven't tested them, I have them in the box waiting to be tested. And most of them turn out to be tail heavy, and I had to add weight in the front for them to fly okay or good. With planes like 3 or more channels, larger planes, the instruction manual usually tells you where the CG should be. This is not telling anything. But just the rule of thumb is, if you measure the width of the wing close to the fuselage, divide it by 3, and then go that distance. So 1/3 of the way of the whole chord length. That should be where the CG should be. So on this one, I have these little things, so it should be around here, 1/3 of the way. So let me put my fingers over here and then see. Wow, it is even it feels a little nose heavy or like perfect. It's perfectly balancing over there. Yeah, I have high hopes for this. Look at the size. This is 66 centimeters or 26 inches. That's quite a bit for a two-channel airplane. And it feels also pretty powerful. The way it just starts with full throttle. Yeah, it has plenty of power. And if what they say is true, they are claiming this has 20-minute flight time. And I would like to test that as well. If it is anywhere near 15, it is going to get 2 thumbs up, because that is unusual. Getting 15 minutes on one single fully charged battery is unusual on any plane, except maybe gliders. But now that this has kind of like glider wings, very wide wings, it may very well have 15 minutes. If it reaches 20 minutes and flies well, this is going to be a gem or like a super bug. Yeah, the only thing is I really still want those light strips so I can fly it at night. Okay, so all is set. I'm going to now turn it off, finish charging the battery, go outside. It has been raining in the morning, but the rain has stopped and the wind is calming down as it is getting late. But we should still have some daylight outside, so we should be able to go and test it. Alright folks, thank you very much for watching. Please wait for the next episode for the maiden flight, and let's see if this is a bud or a dud. Stay safe and healthy. See you on the next episode. Take care. Bye bye.